And sound should be, yep, good. My mic's working.
Let's hope sound is right.
Yep.
Sound? Are we sounding?
No, that's a different thing. We're not going to do that.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. No. Okay.
That was a hard turn to something very much.
Yeah.
Take the stream down, put it back up again. Moving on.
I'm just going to turn your volume down a little bit as well, because it looks like,
as ever.
Well, no, just as ever in the mix. Mine just trends quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, my Twitch is just breaking again. I literally just logged in.
Everything is going to plan. It's all fine.
I logged in. You can keep.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, chat.
How are we doing?
Hello.
I hope we are all well.
Yeah.
I am wearing celebration sunglasses and enjoying a celebration glass of sherry because it's 1 year anniversary of Childrency. Yay!
Dude.
Yeah. Lucy, why do you look so cool? I am not. I'm very warm. And I shall take my sunglasses off because they're annoying me.
But that's okay. We've got hats on now, so everything's better.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I've only just noticed. Excellent.
There we go. That's the special touch that we've done for the 1 year anniversary stream. 5 minutes before we started, I was like, oh, I could just really quickly cut out some party hats and stick them on our heads. So there we go. You've
Absolute
got tinsel,
perfection.
and
this is amazing.
Ray
Tracer, should a bit, yeah.
With a single bit. Thank you very much.
Whoop whoop whoop.
Funnily enough, we were literally just discussing what to do with bit donation badges.
Yeah.
Emotes. That's the one. Because we have bit and emote slots. So bit and subscriber emote slots, and a whole bunch of things open that we've just not actually been paying attention to because.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next year you can have 2. Thank you.
2 hats going full Stephen. Oh, 2 bits.
All
Sorry,
that.
I was thinking
2 bits. I think they meant 2 bits.
Yes, yeah, that's. I'm still recovering from the heat. Is my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
Fair.
It has mercifully been just considerably cooler today, actually, but still.
Yeah.
Still way too much.
Still too warm.
Yeah. But yeah, hello and welcome. I'm Sam, as you can see down here, and this over here is Lucy, whose internet is throwing some of that retro sort of
it hates me today.
Early nauseous compression. Excuse me.
Yep.
So let's get rid of these hats now. There we go.
Oh.
Well, okay, fine.
Spoil sport.
There we go. Hats are back.
Yay! I want a hat.
Okay. Yeah.
I like hats.
Okay. And yeah, it's been a year, but also it's been a year. So we thought that we'd move our annual regularly scheduled talking stream each month to this day instead, to get it in sort of roughly the same kind of proximity as the anniversary, which is yesterday. And yeah, here we are.
And thank you all for sticking around for a year.
Indeed.
Given that most of you have been here since the start, I think.
Yeah, more or less, I think, yeah. And if you weren't here from the start, that's fine too. We're still grateful that you've decided to join.
Exactly.
I'm just now becoming aware that I've got a few weeks of YouTube to catch up on with
Oh yeah.
Getting that all up to date. I had a big flurry the other month. It's very filling, and got everything caught up and thumbnailed and titled and tagged and all that, and then cool, job done. You can stop now. But yeah, Andy Buds, hello and welcome. Good to see you.
Greetings.
Hope you're well.
Welcome. It is lovely to see so many of you wonderful people here.
Yeah. So yeah, apologies for the YouTube being a little bit behind at the moment. But I will get on that and catch up with things. Not that anyone's asking, but I'm asking myself.
It's not massively behind, is it?
No, it'd just be a few. Problem is, if I leave it 1 week, then it becomes 2 weeks, then it becomes a month, and then suddenly it's I've got 6 months worth of stuff to catch up on. So
yeah,
it's yeah.
But yes,
that's my talking points covered.
That's you done.
Yeah.
So we were gonna do something fun, and I don't know. I was trying to brainstorm. Sam wasn't. I was trying to brainstorm like word-related party game type things, but couldn't really come up with any, or at least couldn't really come up with any that would be particularly good on stream. I feel, or with just two people. So, if anyone has any suggestions of silly word-related party games, then chuck them in chat. I guess
we could just play Wordle. Do you want to just find
we haven't done today's
Wordle?
No,
just find like a limited Wordle and just do that for the next couple hours. How about that?
Could do. Could play Scrabble.
Oh, good grief! No, I hate Scrabble. I'm really bad at Scrabble.
Or, don't know. Can't think of any other word-related games.
Well, I mean, have a little Wordle.
You can have a little Wordle as a treat. Yeah. Nice. Yes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we could do a bit of a. I mean, I guess we kind of did a bit of a year in review when we first did one of these. Kind of looking over the stuff that we've read, but you know, we can
yeah, we've read quite a lot.
We have
actually thinking about it. Apart from the Count of Monte Cristo, which of course has been taking up most of this year, but you know,
that's sort of
you have read more.
Yeah. Don't mind me just hopping over to the right account on YouTube so I can actually have a look at things. Where am I? Where are we? My channel. Yes. Yeah, like, you know, obviously started with, where do we start? Oh, you start with Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Arian.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Yay, party.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Arian. Yeah, and it's nice to actually, for you to actually be able to be here, because I know we tend to start a bit late for you. So, thank you for being here, and thank you for being, I think, a perpetual VOD watcher. VOD goblin. We need word for VOD watchers. Something book related.
Oh, Lynn asking how much is left on Monte Cristo.
1 second.
Ooh.
Hang on. There's notes at the back, so.
All right. Oh, I see. They did the whole like. Oh, we got like 200 blank pages. I'll just call them notes.
Yeah, that much. That much there.
Still like.
So.
Over a good book's worth.
No, not that. Hang on, what are we on? We're on 1005 at the moment, and it ends on page 1243, which is so almost good.
Ooh,
nice. If only it were 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be amazing. So yeah, a couple of 100 pages left. I reckon we can get through that in maybe 4 more streams, possibly.
The countdown starts now.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to figure out when I want to start Dracula.
Oh yeah.
Because that's going to be like the next big thing that I read.
Yeah.
And October is obviously the perfect time for it, but I don't want to start it in October. I kind of want to. I'd kind of start before then, because it's going to take a little while to get through, and have like the lead up to October.
October Eve.
Yes, exactly. And I guess you're free to like actually read short stories and stuff, or whatever the hell you feel like.
Yeah.
It's not Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah. That's going to be really weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, what's happened to all these characters? Where did they go?
Each week I'm to think like, wait, what am I going to read this time? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I've been living in the lap of the luxury of not having to choose a different book each week. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, we started with the yellow wallpaper, and then you did Frankenstein for 5 weeks.
Gosh, was that only 5 weeks?
5. Huh. Yeah, 5 parts as far as I can see. That's right. It felt a lot longer back then, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like, a book that takes a few weeks, it's fine. A book
Yeah.
that takes a year, also fine.
Yeah. It's me doing Jekyll and Hyde and the Time Machine. Time Machine, which also felt like I was doing it for a long time, but it was just 2 weeks.
God, yeah.
2 parts on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. How many parts?
Oh, that was quite a few parts. That one, wasn't it?
8, 9 parts. Yeah. But that also dragged on for quite a while because of the episode, the flooding.
Oh.
So there was that. There was a whole thing with actually getting that finished, but yeah.
Yep. R.I.P. laptop number 1.
Yeah.
You will be missed.
Oh well. The Speckled Band, Arthur Conan Doyle. You did that one.
The Great Moistening. Thanks, Ray Tracer.
Yep, that's okay.
That's a combination of words.
You set the tone earlier, but
True.
yeah,
I did not. You did.
you said it.
I said it.
I just pointed out
completely ignorantly.
Yeah.
Then realised.
Yeah, and Sleepy
Yeah,
Hollow.
did some Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah. Which actually one of my books of like collected spooky stories, there is. Oh no, is it? Oh yeah, it's the sci-fi one. There's an Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah, Conan Doyle wrote some stuff.
Yeah, and I think
I
think I've got another ghost story as well of his in one of the other books. So
yeah,
he'll be around a bit.
He was an interesting guy.
Okay.
Well, it's just very amusing that Conan Doyle was a big sort of believer in the paranormal and stuff when he wrote so many stories of someone who was intensely rational.
Yeah.
So it's always surprising when you're just like, no, he was a big old, he was big into like seances and all of that and ghosts and everything. It's like, oh, interesting.
All right.
I
guess that was
a little bit paranoid too, maybe.
That was his like fantastical writing. Like, but what if that stuff wasn't real and it was all in fact just Mr. Jenkins from the carnival? Look, if you take his mask off, it wasn't a ghost at all. Old Man Withers.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just Scooby Doo. He was just writing Scooby Doo fanfic.
Yeah.
To
be fair, the late 19th century was a good time for that sort of thing. Very true.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was very in vogue, wasn't it?
Yeah, as the saying, or the oft repeated, I'm guessing Tumblr joke now of like, wow, the way I said Tumblr, really accentuating those syllables there.
Tumblr.
Yeah, exactly. The what's it? You've got ghosts in your blood. Here, take this cocaine for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Medicinal cocaine.
Yep. Sleepy Hollow and The Spectre Bridegroom. I think that was by Washington Irving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sleepy Hollow, I think, wasn't quite what I expected it to be, but was kind of fun.
Wasn't as great.
Yeah. Spectre Bridegroom was good, I think. I still have memories of that. You did The Signal Man and The Trial for Murder, Charles Dickens.
Yes, they were good. Yeah. Dickens is good.
Mm-hmm. I actually need to go back and listen to The Signal Man because I don't think I was properly paying attention when you read it, and I feel bad for saying that.
It is,
but
it is worth it.
It
was one about a Christmas tree.
Oh,
was, I assume one of the Christmas ones.
Yeah, that was Hans Christian Andersen, which I think Sil recommended.
Oh yeah, yeah, Sil did recommend that, and that was sad.
Sad. Yeah, like here's a Christmas tree.
It was like Merry Christmas. Oh,
just wants to be loved and adored, and no, you become firewood. Oh,
yay! Yeah. Spoilers.
Well, it's not Christmas anymore.
Yeah, but it will be. Signal Man is, I really enjoyed the Signal Man. I thought that was really, really good.
Just
very
like
atmospheric. Signal Man just walks around with like lights.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's his whole thing. He just controls traffic. Just learned the same chemist invented aspirin and heroin 11 days apart. Must have been one hell of a headache. Wow.
Oh dear. It's like, I need something.
Need more. Yeah, sorry, I realised I've just like grabbed the wheel and taken us over to YouTube to look through all the things that we've read. But
That's fine.
That's okay. Cool.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mary Eleanor Wilkins. I'm just going to call her Mary Freeman because she's got 4 names.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Mary Eleanor
Wilkins.
Mewf.
Nope, we're not doing that one.
Nope.
Nope.
No, we're not.
Also okay. Redacts just everything.
I should just stop speaking, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, no, those ghost stories were good. I remember them being like they're just kind of stories about sad people where ghosts were around.
Yeah, just happened to be a ghost.
That's kind of the thing that I learned when starting to look for. Because it's like, oh yeah, no, old timey Victorian people love their ghost stories. They're always right. And it's like, oh, cool. You mean like horror stories? And it's like, no, not really. There's more like, because if you say to me, and so therefore, as the stock default option in every video game, I assume that everyone is like me. If you say like to me ghost stories, I assume that is going to be like a subset of horror stories. Like, oh, a ghost is the monster, or a ghost is the cause of the bad thing. And it's through actually reading these more, it's like there are some where it's like, there's been a murder and the murderer left a ghost and that kind of thing. But others, just like Aaron says, just vibes.
Vibes.
That it's like, yeah,
they just liked the sort of general air of melancholy, I think.
Yeah, it's just like some things were sad, and perhaps they were sad because someone died sadly, and that memory lives on, and that just kind of seemed to be how they addressed that subject sometimes. And it's been interesting to me to discover that actually a ghost story as a topic has multiple different kind of themes and styles that come out of it, rather than just like, oh, who's killing all these people? Is it a ghost again? Yeah, it's ghosts again. And it's been fun. I've been enjoying them. And the Freeman ones generally just seem to be like sad stuff. And then the Canterville ghost, which
best ghost story.
Body Snatcher, Robert Louis Stevenson. That was good. I enjoyed.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I liked that one. And did I not? Where's what the other Stevenson that I read? Which I'm completely blanking on its name, but the famous. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, yeah.
Yeah. You said that already.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I read it really early on.
That was
the third one. Yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde,
I really enjoyed just the atmosphere of that. I thought that was wonderful.
The typical Victorian thing of I shall tell you a story through a letter.
I have a few more of those that are just like correspondence between people. I mean, obviously Dracula. That's its whole bag. Oh, The Ghost Ship on the Brighton Road and The Coffin Merchant by Richard Middleton. Yeah, The Ghost Ship, which was, again, it's about ghosts, but it's weird. It's like giant ghost ship just rolls up in town, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, no, we've got a lot of ghosts here." And the captain of the ship just hands out some cool rum that everyone loves and becomes its crew.
Yay!
On the Brighton Road, back to just sad things happening to sad people. I think
Force of the Invisible.
The what?
Arian's recommending Force of the Invisible.
Oh right. Do I have somewhere to write that actually down? Because
I can Google.
That would be good. Because always happy to look for more things. Excuse me.
For some reason, one of the first things that came up was Elden Ring. I don't know why. Is there an invisible horse in Elden Ring?
Maybe there's a bug.
Maybe.
I had heard.
Yes, I have seen it.
Nice. Because I had heard, and I don't know how true this is, but whether it's just one of those things that someone thought up and has been repeated enough that it's taken as true, that the horse in Elden Ring was called Torrent to throw off pirates looking for Elden Ring Torrent, so that you can download it. and you just
Yeah.
get information about the horse.
The horse.
I
I
hope that's
like it.
true, because
That's
that's
amazing.
yeah, it's inspired if so. 'Cause, I mean, I've heard a couple of other
Yeah.
examples of similar things, but yeah, it's
Good
smart.
choice.
Yeah,
Yep.
I want it to be true.
Also, hello, salad.
Hello. Can't listen, want to say happy anniversary? Well, thank you very much. Even though you can't hear me say this, but you know the thought's there anyway.
Thank you.
The Red Room, H.G. Wells.
Oh, that was good. I enjoyed that. That
yeah.
was fun. Yeah.
Oh, Whistle and I'll Come to You,
What's
My
this?
Lad by Mr. James.
Also, very good.
Yeah, that's another one. I've got that in probably like 3 different books, maybe. So I need to actually go back and read that one.
It's a corker. It's very good.
Nice.
Phantom
Coach.
Spookums. Yeah, that was alright.
B. Edwards. And The Shadow in the Corner by Mary Braddon.
Oh yeah.
That was another, just like, here are some sad people and some spooky goings on, and then someone who's just like, I think that was the one with just like just a mean couple who own a house, and they get like a servant girl in and just torment her and treat her like dirt, and then they keep shutting her in a room that she's like, no, there's like horrible stuff keeps happening, and this ghost that appears in the corner, and like, nah, pish posh girl, that's fine, don't be such a whiny little madam, and then she dies.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I did Bricket Blossom, which funny name, but that was good. I enjoyed that one. I thought that was good. And Man Size in Marble, that was also good.
Yep.
The Mezzotint, M.R. James. I need to read a bunch more of. I mean, I've read quite a lot of James now, but I need to read more because I do like his. Though. Yeah, I see why he has the reputation. He just
there's a reason he's the ghost story guy.
Yeah, it's just like it's the atmosphere. Like I'm a sucker for good atmosphere, and I don't really know what I mean by good other than
to breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Arian. There's just ones that just like they just stick with you, and it's like I can't put my finger on why. I can't say, oh, it's because of this, because it did this, but it's just bits of stories that just kind of just lodge in there. And you just have like clear memories of bits from them. And yeah, Bricket Bottom was another one. It's just something about it, just like I think I've said before, like I don't think the story was necessarily that remarkable, but just something in it really stuck with me at the time and place. And yeah, the Mezzotint was good. And just James's writing in general, I just like the mood and the feel that he gets in. So it's usually quite. I feel it's usually sort of quite academic. There's often like dusty universities and libraries and stuff like that, and it's just kind of gothic. Not gothic.
It's kind of. I was going to say it's kind of just very familiar in a way. Like it's very mundane.
Yeah.
It's not like people aren't going to this like crazy gothic castle that's stuck out in the middle of nowhere and seeing ghosts left, right, and center. It's just this is sort of everyday occurrences.
Yeah.
That are spooky.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. The epitome of dark academia. Yeah. I think like gothic. Yeah. Gothic's the wrong word. It's more modern than that. But it's. Yeah. I struggle to pin down exactly how I want to describe it, but it's kind of weird. Like I feel the place that my brain goes is I'm going to go into video games, and I'm sorry.
Should have put a bet on how long it would take you.
Not long. What are we? 30 minutes? 33 minutes. Okay, ding. Whoever had 33
longer than
minutes.
Usual.
Yeah, true. The game Blasphemous. By the Game Kitchen, who made The Last Door. It's a sort of pixel art platformer thing. They're a Spanish studio, and while the game itself I don't think actually mentions specific religions and like Catholicism and stuff, it feels extremely influenced by that, and very, very keen to like pull on the kind of sort of dark Catholic imagery to set its atmosphere. and it's the same kind of feeling I get from James's writing. That there's just like an understanding of the weirdness and the creepiness that sits within that whole world. In just like dusty libraries, old churches, big stately manor homes, that kind of
Just
thing. It's
kind of like the forgotten corners.
yeah. It's good. It's there's ones that I'll read for this and be like, cool, that was fun, and then put it away and move on with my life, like 20,000 Leagues and Jules Verne and stuff like that. It's like, okay, that's done. I don't particularly feel compelled to go and read more Verne. It was fun, and Nemo's an interesting character.
Lots of fish facts.
Yep. And then there's other ones that you read and it's like, I could add this. I could just go and read some more of this, and I think James is very much one of those that I could just go and, like, if I feel like reading something, just read through some more of his stuff. Also, hey Thunder, welcome. How are you?
Greetings. Hope you are well.
Yeah.
Also, we haven't read The Mask of the Red Death, have we?
I don't think so. I don't. Who was it by? I'll look it up.
Isn't that James as well?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, it's Poe.
Yeah. No, I don't actually think we've read any Poe on here yet.
Let's rectify that. I have like that big a book of Poe's stuff.
I've come close because I know I've got in one of my collections behind me. There is two things. Yeah, I think I've got two different things by Poe. One of which I started reading. It's like, I feel like the character that this is, like the narrator of this, just kind of needs to get over himself a little bit, and so I just moved on and went on to something else.
That's most of Poe, I think.
That's the understanding that I've got. So it's like, maybe just The Raven. maybe we'll just read The Raven.
I think a lot of his stuff's kind of a bit autobiographical, so I think a lot of it is self-inserts.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression. You have that too. Some authors, you want to read everything they've ever written, probably multiple times. Others like, that was good, but I'm not fussed about reading it again. Yeah, that's completely fair. Like that's ultimately in any kind of entertainment pursuit. Like find the stuff you enjoy. That's what, like, critical thinking is to me. That's kind of where it's best placed. It's not like grading stuff as being like, this is good and valuable and everyone should consume it, and that is bad. But actually helping you and helping others to sift through what you actually enjoy and find the stuff that you like so that you can access more of it. It's like, well, I like this, but I don't know why. Okay, well, let's discuss that and dig down into it to find, like, oh, okay, it's because of these elements. Like, I don't so much care about how you've done this character here, but this one's interesting. I want more books with characters like this, or with this plot point. It's like, ooh, I like space. Okay, but what do you like about space? Well, I like the atmosphere that space gives me in this way, not like laser guns and stuff, but mystery and adventure. Like, okay, well then you don't want pulp sci-fi with guys in spaceships shooting other aliens and stuff. You want, sort of other stuff. And so that's what academic and critical thinking should be doing for you.
Yeah. And then there's just writers that you're like, I really like the way this person writes, and I can't put my finger on why.
Yeah.
It's not even the content, it's just the way they write. And yeah. I think I had that with William Golding. I think I've read most of William Golding's stuff now.
Okay. So you talk. I'm just going to fix my lights. 1 second.
No. Because Golding's very, I mean, as I'm assuming most people know, like Lord of the Flies, he likes like writing about sort of human nature when put in sort of difficult situations, I guess, is his sort of big thing. Lord of the Flies, man. But yeah, he's written, there's a series, and I can't remember the actual name of the series, but it's basically the protagonist is on a ship of some description. I can't remember what. I think it's like a passenger ship. It's a series. Hello. And that's kind of sort of, again, what people will do and yeah, what people will do when they're put in stressful situations, isolated situations, in kind of a microcosm of society, like a mini society, which I think is what he
Lord of
really
the
enjoyed
Flies said he
writing
wanted
about.
to- Sorry.
Because yeah, that's what Lord of the Flies is about.
Yeah.
Excuse the loud noise outside. There is a lawnmower being moved. But if anyone can actually hear that, I don't know.
Mhm.
But he also wrote a book called The Inheritors, which is like that thin. It's very, very thin, very short. And it's kind of very, I guess, avant-garde, if you could say that, in the way that it is written, because it's written from the perspective of kind of a character living in the Stone Age, possibly pre-Stone Age, actually. And it's all written using language that Golding thought was better to explain like the way of thinking without the modern sort of explanations we have. So we can say we have a thought, whereas Golding was just like, oh well, they probably didn't think that they thought. Thinking as an abstract concept wasn't necessarily something that they, this is getting sort of regressive now, it wasn't necessarily something they thought about. So it's like, instead of having a thought, the character has an image, so you have a picture. And that is how he describes people thinking, which is a really weird and wacky and interesting way of approaching things. And it's very different from anything else he's written, but it's also just very obviously Golding's writing. So yeah, I was just like, oh, now this is a very good book. I really like this. So yeah, The Inheritors, would strongly recommend. It was one of those books that I've read and I was just gone, oh, that's going to be a book I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.
Nice.
And yeah, very short.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just those writers that have that particular way with words that you go, ooh,
Yeah.
yes, I like this.
Yeah. I mean, for for me, at the other end of the scale, I think it's the book I talk about every time. It's John Dies at the End by formerly David Wong, now Jason Pargin, he's using his real name. Which, yeah, I remember, like, I'd known about it for a long time because I'd read his stuff on Pointless Waste of Time and Cracks, and I'd kind of not really like sat down and read it. And I think it was just like after realizing that I enjoyed all his articles on Cracked that I went, okay, you know what, I'm just going to get the book and read it. And that was one, like, I don't read as much as you might think for someone who hosts a book reading stream on Twitch. Which feels like a guilty confession. Like, I'm sorry, I don't actually read as much as I give the. I worry that I give the impression that I'm surrounded by books and I'm always reading. And no, I play video games. So for me to,
It's almost as good as reading, right?
pretty much, there's a lot of text in some of them, which
Yeah.
you can skip. So you just get onto shooting, clicking guys on heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, like John Dies at the End was one that I was taking into work and like keeping it on my desk. Sam hates books, pass it on. I will announce that. There we go. So yeah, I was literally like taking it into work and sitting there at my desk and like with it beside me, and if I stopped for like 5 minutes, I was just like, I've got to keep going with this thing. And yeah, it's rare for me to find a book and author like that compelling that it just like I just have to keep going and can't stop.
Yeah.
And like there was I'm trying to think which ones I got through. There was like a brief period, a good few years ago now, like it's, about 6 years ago, I think, where I had like a couple of books, one of which was quite substantial. Hyperion, I want to say, by Dan Simmons. And again, I was kind of having a bit of trouble sleeping and just didn't kind of want to sleep and stuff. And so I just like chewed through. For me, I'm not someone who, I mean, Lucy will tell me like I read at a normal rate. I feel like
Yeah.
I read quite slowly. You got like, yeah, the thing I always remember is like some anecdote from, I want to say like George Martin, talking about sitting down in the morning to read either The Name of the Wind or like Wise Man's Fear, and like finishing it by the evening, and me thinking that how
I mean, that is quite impressive.
like that's absurd. Like reading through something, to me anyway, it's absurd reading through something that big. That, I mean, even getting through like this 20,000 Leagues in a day, that's not going to happen. That's going to take a few. And so yeah, like I got through Hyperion in what was for me an extremely fast time, like 2-3 days. It's a very cool, weird book. Yeah, I vaguely remember some details of it now, possibly due to how quickly I read through it, that I've just kind of not retained as much as I would like, but it was good, and I would like to dig it out and read it again. I haven't read... You say The Terror, I'm assuming... I now want to go and look and see, like, did he write The Terror, which was adapted into the TV series, or is this...
Oh, that was a good series.
Oh, it was. He did actually write... Oh, no way.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, there we go.
I did not realise that...
Today on Sam Finds Things Out.
That's... Yeah. I didn't realise he had written both Hyperion and The Terror. That's really cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
AKA Dread Hunger, the book.
I've not read the book of The Terror, but the TV adaptation is incredible.
Yep.
So yeah.
And incredibly harrowing.
Oh yeah, it is. It is not easy watching. I will
finish watching it and just sort of sat there going, "Oh boy."
Yeah, I will.
That was the thing.
I'm always cautious when I like recommend things that like everyone's gonna go, "Oh, sick! I'm gonna go look that up." Like, oh, be careful, because it is not a jolly series. It is extremely hard. It is an exploration of the absolute depths of despair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, hi Harpers and hi Josh. Hope you're both well. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Also, yeah, Thunder. Good. Those them's be good vibes.
Yeah.
It's a sentence I've just said.
Yep.
But yeah. You miss being able to get just lost in giant doorstopper books. My attention span the last few years like 300 pages max. Yeah. I just like, I like books of all sizes. As is quite apparent with Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
I
should lend you
I've read some big books actually.
Yeah.
Hey?
I should lend you Anathem by Neil Stevenson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's good, but boy does it make you work. It really doesn't want to be read.
I forgot that Harper's F key was broken. Every time. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Every time it just looks like, what is... Oh, God, of course. Sorry, anyway, carry on.
No, just Anathem by Neil Stevenson. It's very good once it gets to the point that it's making. And I feel like a lot of the like very patient, very laborious build up and scene setting that it does is necessary to land what it is landing.
Right.
But you have to get through so many pages of like what feels like academic grade text and description to actually get to the story, the fun story that he's trying to get to. And yeah, it is not an easy recommend. And yeah, it's good.
I'm trying to think what books that have had the same thing for me of not an easy recommend.
Yeah,
there's quite a few.
Don't worry.
For short books. Oh yeah, we should read some Calvino.
Oh yeah,
Invisible Cities. I know I keep on recommending Invisible Cities too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that
very good.
That was. Sorry, I'm grabbing the mic again. That was the thing, because when trying to read Anathem, he does it's the way he describes buildings was just really like dry and mathematical, and it's like it's a building this tall with a white marbled front that's carved like this, and below it, and using all like the correct technical architectural terms for the different parts of the building. The sconces are like this, and the things like this, whatever. And I'm like, I can't visualize all these specific details and facets and stuff that you're trying to put together. This is like, these are just words. It just blurs into. It's a big white, probably brutalist looking building. Cool, let's move on. And then after like struggling with that and like bouncing off all those pages, I read an extract from Invisible Cities, and night and day. Like it was just like, oh, I can visualize this place. You have described it in a way that is perfect. You've not gone into like the minutiae, the specific details of like this street was this long and the cobbles were made of this stone and sat like this high off the pavement, and the wall that ran alongside it like was made of this stone, and there were 3 people dressed like this. And it's like, it's just much more just evocative. It just like describes feelings and histories, and lets you build up the picture in your own head of what you're seeing. And it's like, oh, this works. This is beautiful to read. I love this. And I should have gone and read the rest of the book.
Yeah, it's not very long.
Yeah,
but it's really, really good.
Tolkien flashbacks. It's been a while since I read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's got a lot of really good quotable bits in it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, is very good. Death and the Devil. I haven't heard of that. Gerard Way's Killjoys California comic. I've not heard of that either.
I need to. I think I have a copy of like part of Sandman around somewhere, which I need to read because hey, there's the whole Netflix adaptation, which is real good.
Yeah.
And I would like to see. Oh, no worries, Thunder. No, you're all good. Don't worry.
No worries. All is good. Oh, hey, Sil.
Hello.
Greetings.
Welcome.
Hope you are well. One of the big books that I've read is which always amuses me because my mum has also read it and keeps on calling it. So it's called Say a Prayer for Owen Meany. And I didn't find it a particularly easy read, but it was quite sort of an impactful read. It's about basically the life of a young boy growing up in somewhere rural America. I think probably the South, and he's very small for his age. I think he's got some kind of growth problem or something, and I think he desperately wants to be a baseball player. I can't really remember. It was many years ago I read it, but it's quite interesting. But again, it's quite a bleak read. Not necessarily something I would recommend. But yeah, that was about that big. I don't know how many pages that is, but many. Also, if you're heading off to bed, Arian,
good night.
Goodbye.
Thank you for being here.
Sleep well. Thank you for being here. Here's to another year. Exactly.
Indeed.
We'll probably do a better emote than that sort of half cup of tea at some point
with like sparklers coming out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what else I'm one of those guys that's read House of Leaves.
Yeah.
But I'm also one of those guys that didn't fully understand it, but enjoyed what I read. But I will admit that I didn't fully understand it, rather than pretend to be like, oh yeah, no,
I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's absolutely the smartest, most intellectual thing I've ever read. Of course, it's brilliant. It's very good. I did enjoy it, but I enjoyed it again from like an atmospheric and a very creative use of text and what text can be. But
you should read Ulysses. Don't read Ulysses.
Give it a go.
Don't read Ulysses.
Right.
You know, there's like a whole section of it that's got no punctuation.
I've read The Road.
I have not.
I'm just trying to remember the name of the author because, boy, does he hate punctuation.
I Oh, Sil. Have I read Ulysses? Yes. Do I remember any of it? Because I read it while having a fever of 40 over the course of 2 weeks about 10 years ago. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think that's probably the best way to read Ulysses.
Cormac
Maybe.
McCarthy, thank you, Andy.
Oh,
Yes.
Cormac McCarthy.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes the story just has good vibes. True.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna. Well, The Road does not have good vibes. The Road is not good vibes. TM, the book. Yeah, it's. I didn't know what I was getting into with that, and did read it, but it took me a long time to figure out that it wasn't some kind of misprint, because he just writes the words. That's it.
Yeah, there are some authors who I think needed an editor. James Joyce, Ulysses, definitely one of them. I only know this because I haven't read it myself, but I was complained at by my dad, who, completely of his own volition, decided to read it. And yeah, it was just like, well, I've done that. Nope, never again. So fair enough.
I'm just trying to think what the other ones are. Is it like Infinite Jest and Gravity's Rainbow are the other two? I read a lot of books. Starter kit. I figure like I've not read either of those, and I don't have any interest in reading either of those. But I feel like yes, it's them and House of Leaves are the ones that, like, if someone says they've read those and they're their favorite books, run, just drop and run. Like yeah.
Stop, drop, and bolt.
Get away.
Gravity's Rainbow has some stuff you can't unread. Yikes! Oh dear.
Okay, good.
That sounds good too.
Yay! I just feel like it kind of became kind of a like one of those kind of meme book joke references that people make of like, there is a certain archetype that has read and loves those books and feels like they make them a superior person for having read them, and I don't want to be that.
Virginia Woolf spelled with a PH is beautiful. Oh yeah, that's someone we should read. Woolf.
Oh, okay, I thought you could say War and Peace.
No, well, no. I mean, good book, too long. But Virginia Woolf, definitely someone we should read, if a little sad.
Yeah.
Putting it mildly.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of this kind of more, I guess, avant-garde literature, I think it's the same. It's the same with everything, really, isn't it? It's like avant-garde art attracts a certain type of person, aka the people who pretend to understand it, in a kind of very pretentious, we understand it and you don't kind of way.
Yeah.
And sorry, I've just read Molifant's very good joke. But then there are the people who read it and appreciate it sort of for what it is, without trying to, with just as much understanding as they can bring to it, and don't try and sort of tell other people that they are wrong for reading it a certain way or stuff like that. That's the good thing about more sort of, I guess, abstract and surreal literature, is you can kind of read into it as much as you want. I guess you read it a bit more like poetry in that regard, I suppose.
Yeah, just like what does it make you feel? Like not just trying to.
It's more maybe it's more impressionist, if we're likening it to art.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's not just like protagonist went down to the shops and did a thing, but actually like getting more at the feelings involved and like how it how do these things make you feel, and so on and so forth. And can I say, back tangentially onto video games, that's where I like to compare House of Leaves to Petscop. the YouTube series about a PlayStation game that doesn't exist and was never made.
Yeah.
I sort of, I think I've said a couple of times that, like, yeah, Petscop's the best video game adaptation of House of Leaves I've ever seen. Because that's how I feel about that kind of thing. It's like I appreciate stuff that takes a medium and does something unique with it. That doesn't work in another form. And yeah.
Also, yeah. Hi, Molliphant, and hi, Cat. Hope you are both well.
Yeah, welcome.
Gormenghast.
I know the name Gormenghast because I think there was like some TV adaptation of it back when I was a child, and it's just a very striking name. But I don't actually know anything about it beyond I think it got a TV adaptation.
Yeah.
Something comes with a warning of this will make you cry. Chances are you will love it. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. That, I don't know. That's like my mum with films. It's like, aha! This is a sad film. I will like it. Like, really?
Flashbacks to the ending of Moonfleet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Speaking of art, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I had an idea for something we could do on the stream.
Oh, no. Are you just going to say Pictionary?
No.
Okay.
I literally said it to you, but I literally said it to you before we went live.
I don't remember things.
Our favourite poet.
Oh, right. Oh, good grief.
I can't remember which was the best one. There were so many good ones. So, we have mentioned this before. I didn't realise his second name was Topaz. That's an amazing second name.
Old Billy Topaz.
So, yeah, we've mentioned this chat before. William McGonagall, Scottish poet, sort of fondly sort of known as the worst poet ever. His poems are wonderful. They are absolutely wonderful. I love them so very much. And there are, so for an example, I don't know if my phone will.
That is not going to come through very clearly on stream.
No, but there are many. There are so very many.
He was prolific.
I don't know how he did all of these. Is he the buttresses man? He is the buttresses man, Thunder. That is the man he is.
That is a name to be known by.
Yep. If the bridge had had buttresses, it would have stayed up. That's that guy. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do the disaster on the Silvery Tay then if we're gonna read any. Oh no! Oh, what was the Banks of Killarney? That was a good one as well. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hi, chat. Hello. That's the thing. When we were discussing this before, I felt like we figured it was important to find the right tone for doing this because
yes,
we don't want to. It's difficult to read something that is it's funny because it's bad without like mocking it or people who make an attempt because we don't want the last thing I'd want to do would be for someone to hear this and go, oh, actually that's kind of like what I write or what I would write or whatever, and feel like you're being made fun of or mocked or anything like that because we don't want people to feel bad.
No,
but
it's basically this specific guy, and the reason it's like we're not mocking it. Like for me, I genuinely love this poetry because I like bad, and this is bad in the very traditional sense of what poetry like is and what he's obviously trying to do. Bad poetry like absolutely has a place and it's still valid and wonderful.
Yeah,
this guy had apparently wasn't the nicest chap. So, and had a really sort of massively inflated opinion of his actual sort of ability and talent,
Yeah.
which is in itself quite sad.
Yeah.
But I think he was told quite a few times that he wasn't great, and he just didn't care or believe them. So, like, he just did what he liked and carried on doing it, and you can enjoy the poetry.
I have actually. Oh, it's Monday today, isn't it? Okay, good.
It
Because
is. Why?
just saying, like, bad art is also delightful has just reminded
Oh,
me of
thinking of Trash Night.
Trash Night, which I think is
Yeah.
tomorrow. I don't think it was last week. I just have to check. This is one of my favorite like Twitch channels.
Yeah. Also, Thunder. That is possibly the best sentence I've ever read. Sorry, I was clipping buttresses. Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, their last one was 20th of July, so I think third Tuesday. Yes,
Because
tomorrow.
that's. Oh, neat.
Yeah, Trash Night's tomorrow. Thank you. I
So
will hopefully not forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain what Trash Night is.
Trash Night Video is so there is. I don't know. I mean, they call themselves Trash Night Video, at least in anything that I've ever seen. There are some people who run a bad film night at the Brattle Theatre in Boston. I say that just not because I know it or I expect anyone to know it, but that's just where they operate out of. And when the pandemic hit, they were unable to keep doing their bad film night there. And so they took it online and have a Twitch channel called Trash Night Video, where once a month, on the third Tuesday of every month, they watch a bad film. Entirely from start to finish, not like edited down or anything like that. And it's really, really fun. They have a whole bunch of like very
good,
very silly adverts, some of which they've kind of edited and chopped up. Others are such a great little local art house theatre. Oh, neat. Oh, okay. Well, then Ray Tracer knows the Brattle. Awesome.
Hey, nice.
That's really cool. But yeah, others are ones that they just like have ripped from the 80s or 90s in their entirety and just show the full advert. It's just a really, really fun show to watch that starts at like, I want to say 12 or 1 a.m.
I think it's 1
UK time. Yeah, around about then. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun, and that like the long and storied tradition of watching bad films for like Mystery Science Theatre and stuff like that. It is always best when it's done from a place of love and appreciation. It's not you're not just sitting there going, "This sucks, boo, it's bad," but you're kind of there is an artistry to bad stuff. Sometimes bad can just be really boring. Sometimes like something is made with just absolute confidence and devotion and commitment, and
so much earnestness as well.
Yeah, you are trying so hard to make something good, and the controls just don't respond. And that is the best bad content when it's just done. And again, it's not to like mock or tear down or like it's difficult, and as is the way of the internet, that is the message, the kind of the wrong message that got distilled out of it, that like being mean, being dismissive, being derogatory about stuff is funny, and if you do it while shouting, that's even funnier. And that's not true. And the best stuff is when it comes from like a place of kind of love and admiration for the medium or the format or for the work itself, to still like see the earnestness within that. But yes, Trash Night is a very good channel, worth watching. There are no VODs, so you have to be there
copyright
live. Yes. But yeah.
Also, hi Speedy.
Hello,
welcome in.
And welcome. I hope you're doing well. Indeed.
Yeah. But I'm gonna read a poem, because
while you do that, I'm gonna go get some water actually, because I'm really thirsty.
Fair enough.
I'll be back in just a jiffy.
You're in a lot of pain, Speedy. No.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh, is that from
the
incident
didn't you say
you
the
fell
other day?
The other
yeah.
I really hope that gets better. soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to disappear.
Okay.
All
The
right.
fall of Speedy. That sounds right. Anyway, so I'm going to read a poem that's going to make everything better. Because, yeah, if any of you haven't heard of William McGonagall, you absolutely need to look him up, because the sheer number of poems this guy wrote, absolutely ridiculous. But he is most famous for a poem called The Tay Bridge Disaster, which was a disaster that happened on the bridge that spanned the River Tay, and basically wasn't entirely structurally sound and fell, basically. And some people died, which is genuinely sad. This guy really liked the River Tay, and particularly the bridge. He's written, I think, about 5 poems just about the bridge. So yeah, this is The Tay Bridge Disaster by William McGonagall, and I'm going to try and read it with a straight face. Beautiful railway bridge of the Silvery Tay. Alas, I am very sorry to say that 90 lives have been taken away on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. 'Twas about 7 o'clock at night, and the wind it blew with all its might, and the rain came pouring down, and the dark clouds seemed to frown, and the demon of the air seemed to say, I'll blow down the bridge of Tay. When the train left Edinburgh, the passengers' hearts were light and felt no sorrow. But Boreas blew a terrific gale, which made their hearts for to quail, and many of the passengers with fear did say, I hope God will send us safe across the bridge of Tay. But when the train came near to Warmit Bay, Boreas he did loud and angry bray, and shook the central girders of the bridge of Tay on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. So the train sped on with all its might, and bonny Dundee soon hove in sight, and the passengers' hearts felt light, thinking they would enjoy themselves on the new year with their friends at home they loved most dear, and wish them all a happy new year. So the train moved slowly along the bridge of Tay until it was about midway. Then the central girders with a crash gave way, and down went the train and passengers into the Tay. The storm fiend did loudly bray, because 90 lives had been taken away on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. As soon as the catastrophe came to be known, the alarm from mouth to mouth was blown, and the cry rang out all o'er the town, Good heavens, the Tay Bridge is blown down, and a passenger train from Edinburgh, which filled all the people's hearts with sorrow, and made them all for to turn pale, because none of the passengers were saved to tell the tale, how the disaster happened on the last Sabbath day of 1879, which will be remembered for a very long time. It must have been an awful sight to witness, Sam, I can see what you're doing, to witness in the dusky moonlight, while the storm fiend did laugh and angry did bray, along the railway bridge of the Silvery Tay. Oh, ill-fated bridge of the Silvery Tay, I must now conclude my lay by telling the world fearlessly, without least dismay, that your central girders would not have given way. At least many sensible men do say, had they been supported on each side with buttresses, at least many sensible men confesses. For the stronger we are... I'm trying. For the stronger we our houses do build, the less chance we have of being killed. I'm sorry, I can't get through that last bit. It's so good. It's so I feel awful reading it as well, because it's about a genuine tragedy, and it's obviously bad that these people lost their lives. But my God, just the beautiful rhyming couplet at the end there. It's chef's kiss.
Goodbye,
I made it
night
so
cat.
far. By cat, yeah. I hope that was
Oh, my word.
helpful. I just forgot how many things he rhymes with the same words.
It just. And then it just turned into like an architectural assessment at the end. Like,
Yes,
this is
at
just
the
a
end.
disaster report. Actually,
It's
we've.
Yes, I think I'll find that actually it would have been fine if buttresses. So yeah, that's the one he's most famous for.
Oh boy.
And yeah, say tay mate, yeah. Without dismay and without delay. Those two phrases come up in pretty much every single one of his poems.
Yeah.
It's his favourite thing. He loves rhyming them. And it's and it will be remembered for a very long time. Indeed it will. My hands just did the hand fart thing. But it's just
that's
it's
the
so...
like a lot of people say, like that just feels like the same kind of phrase of like it'll be remembered for a very long time, and yeah.
Yeah. He tried so hard, but he has such a limited palette of rhymes and he can't scan anything.
Well,
Like occasionally it'll go, oh, you're getting there. That works. That scans. Oh no, it doesn't anymore.
yeah.
No. Also, I don't understand how. Maybe it's a Scottish dialect thing. Maybe Edinburgh does rhyme with sorrow. Edinburgh. I don't feel like it does. Any Scots in chat? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a bit of a stretch of a rhyme.
That feels more like an American pronunciation of Edinburgh.
Yeah. But so that's the one he's most famous for.
It's just,
wow. Yeah. It's yeah.
When we were reading this before, it's like it's just so like if I'm trying to think how to put it. Like you have to try really hard to write poetry that does not in any way touch on or allude to any kind of emotive language. Like you don't just like get to the end of it and go, oh, I've not said anything about feelings in any of this. Whoops.
Yeah.
Like you can't write as much as he did and be so just dry and emotionless without actually willfully trying to scrub it from every text. It's like it is.
Yeah. It is so bad it's good. Exactly.
Yeah, it is an effort. See, now things about architecture. Well, yes, I suppose so. Oh.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful in such a jarring way. Yeah. Can I read another one?
Go on.
It's the Nora, the Maid of Killarney, that I remember us reading and just dying at the end. Because, I tell you what, chat, have a guess. Have a guess what he rhymes with the very difficult rhyme, Killarney. I don't know why he chose that specific place, but have a guess at what he rhymes with it. You will.
I think I remember. I was just thinking, do we want some kind of... It would be difficult to do because we'd be interrupting ourselves reading all the time and that would completely ruin the stream, so that we wouldn't want to do it like that. But some sort of like channel point redemption or like financial incentive to like read... just to
McGonagall poems.
Read a McGonagall poem.
Ray Tracer, you're not wrong. This is...
But I'd like Thunders instead.
Sorry?
If he had, so to speak, dropped salami in there instead.
Oh, that would have been amazing. that would have been even
exquisite,
better.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to think of some, like, if we reach a certain amount of followers or subscribers or something, we'll do an entire stream of McGonagall poems.
Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, some kind of like, if like, I don't know, like a donation incentive on coffee or something, or like the Bandcamp when we get round to that, like, yeah, if we hit like a threshold of income or whatever, then it's like, okay, we'll start with a new McGonagall poem. We could do that for a few weeks.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Yeah, or like
we might
just
do that.
Keep it for like this stream, so it's not on the reading streams, but it's on like
just do it on these. Yeah,
okay.
Just like we have to stop what we're doing at some like whatever we're in the middle of talking about and start reading McGonagall poems.
Oh, okay, emote idea. Do we just want McGonagall's face?
Yeah. Yes, we do definitely.
Okay.
Also, what about Can we somehow set up, because there are so many, can we somehow set up like a randomizer and put all his poems into a randomizer and then just it picks a random one? Because we haven't read them all. At all. We've read a fair few, but not them all. It became a pre-sleep ritual at one point where we would just scroll through and read. Yeah. Anyway, let's read this one. Nora, the Maid of Killarney. And I will attempt not to die of laughter.
Good luck.
Thank you. Down by the beautiful lakes of Killarney, of times I have met my own dear Barney, in the sweet summer-time of the year, in the silvery moonlight so clear, I've rambled with my sweetheart Barney, along the green banks of the lakes of Killarney. The lakes of Killarney are most lovely to be seen, in the summer season when nature's face is green, especially in the silvery moonlight, when its waters do shine like silver bright. Such was the time when me and my Barney went to walk by the pretty lakes of Killarney. My Barney was beautiful, gallant, and gay, but alas, he has left me and gone far away to that foreign country called America. But when he returns, we will get married without delay, and again we will roam by the lakes of Killarney, me and my sweetheart, charming Barney. And until he returns, I will feel rather sad, for while walking with Barney, I always felt glad. May God send him home again, safe to me, and he will fill my sad heart with glee while we walk by the lakes of Killarney. Forgot about that bit. I dreamt one night I was walking with Barney down by the beautiful lakes of Killarney, and he said, Nora, dear Nora, don't fret for me, for I will soon come home to thee, and I will build a nice cabin near the lakes of Killarney, and Nora will live happy with her own dear Barney. But alas, I awoke from my beautiful dream, for if it was a most lovely scene, but I hope it will happen some unexpected day, when Barney comes home from America. Then Barney will relate his adventures to me, as we walk by the silvery lakes of Killarney. We will ramble among its green trees and green bushes, and hear the sweet songs of the blackbirds and thrushes, and gaze on its lovely banks so green, and its waters glittering like crystal in the moonlight's sheen. Oh, how I long to be walking with Barney along the green banks of the lakes of Killarney. Of all the spots in Ireland, Killarney for me, for 'twas there I first met my dear Barney. He was singing, I remember, right merrily, and his singing filled my heart with glee. And he said, Nora, dear Nora, will you walk with me? For you are the prettiest girl I ever did see. Now, Barney, I said, you are just mocking me, when you say no other girl like me you can see. Then he said, Nora, you are the only girl I do love, and this I do swear by the saints above. I will marry you, dear Nora, without delay, when I come home from America. But when Barney landed in America, he courted another girl without dismay, and he married her in the month of May. And when I heard it, I fainted away. So maidens, oh no, here we go. So maidens, beware of such men as Barney, or else they will deceive ye with their flattering blarney. I'm so close. Oh boy. So yeah, Blarney as well, apparently.
Yeah, that's the one I remembered.
That's the one. It's just the end.
I liked Andy's. Sorry, but my only association with the name Barney is the purple dinosaur of children's TV.
Yes.
I love you. You love me. Let's walk along the banks of Killarney.
Yes. It's the change in accentuation as Barney and Killarney is like, dude, you're really stretching here. You're really stretching. That end is amazing. Well, this is the thing. Pretty much all of his poems have some kind of rhyming couplet at the end, which tends to scan, but it usually just isn't completely takes you by surprise.
It's like the car veering off the motorway or the highway meme of just like, no, that's it. And yeah, there's like it always ends with like just the hard turn into some kind of moral point or whatever, or that is a completely different rhyming and scansion to everything else. Just like, nah, that's it, we're going this way. Like, please, William, stop 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so good. It's so good. And just, yeah, like silvery, that's one of his favorite words to use as
Oh,
well.
man loves
Everything
silvery.
is silvery.
Yeah.
If it's moonlight, it's silvery. If it's water, it's silvery. He really decided that poetry needed a moral lesson. Oh, he did. He also really liked Shakespeare and Robert Burns.
Yeah.
There are so many. And this isn't even getting started on like the accounts of various battles.
Oh.
Like that he decides to just tell in poem form, except they sound much more like a newsreader, honestly.
Yeah, it's just like
It's so factual.
at
It's wonderful.
11:57, the leader of this army declared that they should ride out without dismay, and then they rode down the hill without delay. And it's like, well, please.
It's
Yeah.
It's amazing. There's also one here called Saved by Music. Oh, I'm not reading that.
What?
That has a bad word in it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, slight racism.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Not like bad of that version of the word, like, but not far off. But yeah, there's stuff like the Battle of Sheena in Africa, 1800. That is the title of a poem.
Maybe it's an epic.
I mean, some of them are pretty long.
Can you substitute with buttresses? Yeah.
Oh, God. There's the death of everything as well.
Oh, I see.
The death of this, the death of that, the death of the wreck. Oh, there's lots of the wrecks of things. Oh, there's a poem about women's suffrage.
Oh, have I read that?
Yeah, I think yeah. It's to be fair, it's basically saying, yeah, women should get the vote and stuff.
Oh yeah, he did it. Yeah.
It's actually it's fine, but why does he have to say it in a poem?
Yeah. Yeah, no, actually, to his credit, I remember being like, oh no, what's he got to say about this? And like, oh, okay, fair play.
Yeah, it's good, but it's like, why did you have to put this in poem form?
Yeah.
Thanks, Will. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, I guess. Yeah.
It's the sort of little bit of biography. Scottish poet and actor. Oh yeah, he was an actor as well.
Oh, yeah.
Who is largely accused of writing some of the worst doggerel poetry of all time. Bit mean, including his most famous work, The Taybridge Disaster. Though he often failed to appreciate the fundamental building blocks of poetry, much of his later popularity came from the humour that his writing seemed to generate with the reader. Yeah. Oh yes, it was about this time he was drawn to acting, paying to play a role, play the lead role of Macbeth at a local theatre. He gave a hint of his own self-importance by steadfastly refusing to die at the end of the play. This is great. It's just wonderful.
I also love Gainsay as well. That's another.
Oh
one.
Yeah, Gainsay's another one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Gainsay's another one he uses.
I'm just looking at Richard Piggott the Forger, which I believe I've read.
Oh, yeah. There were some brilliant ones that we've done. I can't remember what the title of all of them because they're all so generic, title-wise. But yeah, he refused to die as Hamlet. Other one, Macbeth. Which is pretty great. Okay. Humor spontaneously generated on exposure to an audience. Yeah. What, have you found one?
Oh no, yeah. I'm just. Oh boy.
Yeah, we definitely need to read more of these.
Yeah.
They're just so good. So good. I feel like this would be an excellent sort of you laugh, you lose.
Oh no.
One to do. There's also just ones called Edinburgh and Glasgow.
Yeah, he clearly liked places, but
He just liked places, yeah. Oh, here's a Gainsay one. Shall I read this one?
Sure.
You'll have to tell me to stop, by the way, because you know I can't
Yeah.
when it comes to these. Yeah,
Okay.
Edinburgh. So apparently Edinburgh is how he chooses to rhyme it.
I mean, that's probably his first mistake. That's gonna piss off Scotland.
Yes, it will. Yes, even though he lived in Scotland, I think his parents were both Irish, so maybe Edinburgh is borough. I can't think if that's an Irish pronunciation. Anyway, this is just called Edinburgh. It's a nice snappy title. And it starts, "Beautiful city of Edinburgh, where the tourist can drown his sorrow by viewing your monuments and statues fine during the lovely summertime. I'm sure it will his spirits cheer as Sir Walter Scott's monument he draws near, that stands in East Princes Street amongst flowery gardens fine and neat. And Edinburgh Castle is magnificent to be seen, with its beautiful walks and trees so green, which seems like a fairy dell. And nearby its rocky basement is St. Margaret's Well.
This is just a tourist guide.
Drink when he feels dry, and view the castle from beneath so very high, which seems almost towering to the sky.
And in the evening, you can take in a drink at the King and Dog, or perhaps watch the golf.
Oh, wait! It gets good as well. He's literally just naming places. Then as for Nelson's monument that stands on Calton Hill, as the tourist gazes thereon, with wonder his heart does fill, as he thinks on Admiral Nelson, who did the Frenchman kill. Then as for Salisbury Crags, they are most beautiful to be seen, especially in the month of June, when the grass is green. There numerous molehills can be seen, and the busy little creatures hawking away, searching for worms among the clay. And as the tourist's eye does wander to and fro, from the south side of Salisbury Crags below, his bosom with admiration feels all aglow, as he views the beautiful scenery in the valley below. Again, and if with an observant eye the little loch beneath he scans, he can see... Oh, no, just see the rhyme. Hang on. 1 second.
Take a back start up. Take a run up.
Mm-hmm. And if, with an observant eye, the little loch beneath he scans, he can see the wild ducks about and the beautiful white swans. Swans. Okay. Then, as for Arthur's Seat, I'm sure it is a treat most worthy to be seen, with its rugged rocks and pastures green, and the sheep browsing on its sides, to and fro with slow-paced strides, and the little lambkins at play during the livelong summer day. Beautiful city of Edinburgh, the truth to express, your beauties are matchless, I must confess, and which no one dare gainsay, but that you are the grandest city in Scotland at the present day.
For now,
that disclaimer at the end is like, this is the moment. Yeah, swans, mwah, scans and swans.
That pronunciation of swans as swans, it's making me think of a Mitchell and Webb Padlockigami. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. It's a Mitchell and Webb sketch.
I don't know.
Where basically, it's done like a sort of a gentle 1980s children's TV series. I think it's just called Padlockigami, where they're doing origami but with padlocks. And
I don't think I've seen that one.
Basically, it's like Robert Webb just sat there like talking kind of nonsense in like a sort of fake Welsh, I think, and he's just got like a big chunky padlock and just like folds it out, and so you've just got like the chunky padlock base, and then like, obviously Lucy can't see this, I'm not sending my camera to her, but then like the ring of the padlock kind of sticking out over the edge, and he just goes the swan, and then puts it in a tray of water with a bunch of other little padlocks behind it all done the same way.
Amazing.
And like that's the joke, that it's this whole series about turning padlocks into origami and doing origami with padlocks, and all you can make is a swan. So
it's a swan.
and that's the swan.
Amazing.
And
that's great.
I'm sure that's how they pronounce it. So yeah.
Oh, and see you, Sil.
Goodbye.
Go sleep. I hope this
Take care.
helps with life. So, I've just seen his poem about Glasgow.
Oh no. Oh, rivalry.
It has a chorus. It's a song.
Oh hell yeah.
He's written it in the form of the song. Can we get the Johns to do this, please?
Say, can we set this to music? Hold up. I'll plug my keyboard in.
No.
Meh. I've got foghorns. Do you want me to get foghorns?
No. So it's got verse and chorus. So the first verse.
Same as the worst.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful city of Glasgow, with your streets so neat and clean, your stately mansions and beautiful green, likewise your beautiful bridges across the River Clyde, and on your bonny banks I would like to reside. Well, that doesn't scan, so that's great. What does the chorus do? Let's see if that's any better. Then away to the west, to the beautiful west, to the fair city of Glasgow that I like the best, where the River Clyde rolls on to the sea, and the lark and the blackbird whistle with glee. That's so close to scanning.
Let's try and...
So... I've just seen the next verse as well. 'Tis beautiful to see the ships passing to and fro, laden with goods for the high and the low. So let the beautiful city of Glasgow flourish, and may the inhabitants always find food their bodies to nourish. Dude, oh god, stop clutching at straws.
I don't think he had a delete key.
I don't think he had an editor.
It just, like... I'm sorry to interrupt in the middle, but it feels like
no.
It's just like some kind of unhinged, dreamlike stream of consciousness. Like it's just I'm writing this line with no thought to what is coming up next, and I'm gonna write this line and I'm gonna do it, and then there we go. I've written that. Now, I've said flourish. I need to find something to rhyme with that.
Bugger. Yeah.
Okay. Just give me a minute. And nourish. Okay, right. How in the next line am I going to get onto the word nourish? Do I change anything? Do I edit anything that I've written? No. Do I give myself an easier rhyme to work with? No. Do I set up in any way the concept that I'm about to introduce in this next line? Good heavens, no. We're just going to do it in one line. I don't care how many syllables it takes. Nourish, let's go. And...
yeah.
God bless you, William McGonagall. You treasure.
It's good the same way a choir or choral singing happy birthday has to be traditionally off key. Yes, exactly. He had a rhyming dictionary and he took the first rhyme no matter what. It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
So no. Let us continue. Please tell me to stop because this is addictive for me. Okay. The statue of the Prince of Orange is very grand, looking terror to the foe with a truncheon in his hand, and well mounted on a noble steed, which stands in the Trongate, and holding up its foreleg, I'm sure it looks first rate. You're sure it looks first rate? Have you never been to Glasgow? Is this just guesswork? Then there's the chorus, which I can't be bothered to read again. Then there's the Duke of Wellington's statue in Royal Exchange Square. It is a beautiful statue, I without fear declare, besides inspiring and most magnificent to view, because he made the French fly at the Battle of Waterloo. And as for the statue of Sir Walter Scott that stands in George Square, I don't know why he has to say where everything stands. It is a handsome statue, few with it can compare, and most elegant to be seen, and close beside it stands the statue of Her Majesty the Queen. Chorus again. Can't be bothered to read it because I have to scroll all the way back up. And then, he likes Robert Burns. And then there's the statue of Robert Burns in George Square. And the treatment he received when living was very unfair. Now, when he's dead, Scotland's sons for him do mourn. But alas, unto them he can never return. Return. Then, as for Kelvin Grove, it is most lovely to be seen, with its beautiful flowers and trees so green, you've used that line before, and a magnificent water fountain spouting up very high, where the people can quench their thirst when they feel dry. PSA, don't drink from public water fountains, unless they are actually drinking fountains. Chorus again. Beautiful city of Glasgow, I now conclude my muse, and to write in praise of thee my pen does not refuse, and without fear of contradiction I will venture to say, oh no.
We've got a gainsay coming up.
No, it's even better. You are the second grandest city in Scotland at the present day.
Get bodied. Absolutely wrecked.
That is so perfect to read after the Edinburgh one. Edinburgh's the best at the moment,
And you can spend
Glasgow's
5
second
nights
best.
there if you just win tonight's grand prize. Like, that's what I realised. That's what it feels like to me. It's not just a tourist description. Yeah. It's a tourist description, like a kind of tourist selling description kind of thing from a Saturday night game show. It's from like Bullseye or some modern equivalent, Bullseye the remake, where it's like that you've got like the sort of female announcer voice who's like, and coming up tonight, the grand prize, which you'll be playing for, is this 2-week stay in Edinburgh, the second loveliest town in, well, first, Edinburgh, the first loveliest town in Scotland, where you can spend one night at this hotel and look at this statue of Robert Burns, and then you can spend another night walking along the green hills if you go in June. And that's what it feels like. That's what
it's
he
just
wrote.
an ad. Yep.
Oh.
I just love that. I love the fact that that's what he's got. Oh God, our onboard poet will now walk around with scratch cards. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing we should have. We should have, when we do William McGonagall's like stuff, we should have William McGonagall bingo.
Okay. All right.
Like without, we'll make a William. Well, I'll make a William McGonagall bingo card.
Okay.
Oh my goodness me.
So like an LR Price is Right read. Yeah, basically.
Oh. Yeah, so we need to do something with this. We need to do like
I think some kind of incentive for these streams, I think, because like it'd be difficult to fit in on like a regular reading stream. Because you don't want to like interrupt if someone redeems something or some kind of threshold is crossed. You don't want to like stop what you're doing, break that flow, and then read a McGonagall poem. But possibly working it in.
Can McGonagall be our mascot? Can he be our stream mascot?
He could be our patron saint.
Yeah. Patron saint William McGonagall.
Yeah.
You are the patron saint of Chilliteracy.
We should. I've made a note to do an emote of his face. We'll get like a nice good picture, and we'll just Saint Topaz.
Yeah, he was also like the white. What was he? The White Elephant of Burma or something was like his other name that he gave himself. Because he was just like, I haven't been like Queen Victoria doesn't like me. She doesn't care. I want to be sort of the Queen's poet. She didn't write back to me, so I'm gonna self-style myself as someone important. So it's just and there's my New Year's resolution to leave Dundee as well, because the people of Dundee didn't like him, so he wrote a poem about it.
Dundee, only the 5th nicest place in Scotland, because it's still quite
I hate Dundee, it's rubbish. There's a Christmas one. There's lots of without delays there as well.
Good.
Yep. See, like, he seems to have like fairly decent morals, in that he was all for kind of, let's be nice to the poor and give women the vote and stuff. Like that's great. But
I think he does have a few about like the demon drink, but then everyone was kind of like that. You either were a raging alcoholic, or you thought that alcohol was an absolute Satan-made sin. So it's like,
I think his parents. Like, again, there's a. Oh no! No, his parents didn't die of alcoholism, because there's a poem about it.
Oh, okay.
It's oh god, it's a really long one as well.
I seem to remember.
he was very temperance movement.
Yeah.
He was like, we don't want any alcohol ever.
Which again, if you were like even remotely Christian in that period, probably makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wrote a Christmas Carol as well, everyone.
Oh, I think I glanced across that one a minute ago. Not the A Christmas Carol, but just one of them.
No. Maybe another like incentive goal thing can be that I write music to his Christmas Carol and record it.
Ooh. That's...
I don't know how I'm going to do it because it does not scan. But I will surely give it a go.
So I have a site that's like categorized poems by subject or poems by publication.
Oh, okay.
Turned his hand to literary criticism in this essay, Shakespeare Reviewed. Oh no.
Oh no, he's written literary criticism. Has he written any prose?
Well, I don't know. He wrote a review of Shakespeare though, which is some paragraphs. I'm not going to read it right now because I.
No. I wonder if it's damning of Shakespeare. He probably
know.
thought he was better than Shakespeare.
Ooh.
This would feel like walking on broken glass. Let's totally do that. Yeah. I am a masochist. No, I'm not. But I really do want to really want to do that now. Oh. What have I committed myself to? Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this. We'll have a think.
About the death and burial of Lord Tennyson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alas, now England mourns for her poet that's gone, the late and good Lord Tennyson. I hope his soul has fled to heaven above, where there is everlasting joy and love. He was a man that didn't care for company, because company interfered with his study and confused the bright ideas in his brain, and for that reason from company he likes to abstain. He has written some fine pieces of poetry in his time, especially The May Queen, which is really sublime. Also, The Gallant Charge of the Light Brigade, a most heroic poem and beautifully made. He believed in the Bible, also in Shakespeare.
Shakespeare's not real, everyone. Shakespeare's not real. Conspiracy theory. Put your tin hats on. Oh wow!
On Sunday you go to church. On Monday you go to the Globe, which he advised young men to read without any fear, and by following the advice of both works therein, they would seldom or never commit any sin. Lord Tennyson's works are full of the scenery of his boyhood, and during his life all his actions were good, and Lincolnshire was closely associated with his history, and he has done what Wordsworth did for the Lake Country. His remains now rest in Westminster Abbey, and his funeral was very impressive to see. It was a very touching sight, I must confess, every class from the Queen paying a tribute to the poet's greatness. The pallbearers on the right of the coffin were Mr. W.E.H. Lecky and Professor Butler, Master of Trinity, and the Earl of Rosebery. And on the left, cannon to the left of them, were Mr. J.A. Froude and the Marquis of Salisbury, and also Lord Selborne, which was an imposing sight to see. There were also on the left Professor Jowett, besides Mr. Henry White and Sir James Paget, and the Marquis of Dufferin and the Duke of Argyll, and Lord Salisbury, who seemed melancholy all the while. The chief mourners were all of the Tennyson family, including the Honourable Mr. and Mrs. Hallam Tennyson and Masters Lionel and Aubrey, and Mr. Arthur Tennyson and Mr. and Mrs. Horatio Tennyson, also Sir Andrew Clark, who was looking woebegone. The bottom of the grave was thickly strewn with white roses, and for such a grave kings will sigh where the poet now reposes. Yeah, no, roses and reposes, yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah,
and many of the wreaths were much observed and commented upon, and conspicuous amongst them was one from Mrs. Gladstone. The Gordon boys were there looking solemn and serene, also Sir Henry Ponsonby to represent the Queen. Likewise Henry Irving, the great tragedian, with a solemn aspect and driving his brougham. I've struggled with brougham before on the chaos.
Yep.
And in conclusion, I most earnestly pray that the people will erect a monument for him. Come on, finish the rhyme.
Without delay?
Thank you, there you go. Without delay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. To commemorate the good work he has done and his name in gold letters written thereon.
Amazing.
That. So yeah, sorry, believed in the Bible and also in Shakespeare.
Yeah, that was mwah. That was so good.
I'm a believer in the works of Shakespeare, as opposed to what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an obituary from the paper.
Yeah, he just likes to list things.
Just listing who was in attendance, and
Yep.
I've got to hang on. I'm coming to the end of this verse or these 4 lines. I've got a Tennyson, woe begone, got it.
Nailed it.
Argyle, all the while. Oh. Topaz, you're on fire, my boy.
Amazing. Yep.
Observed
Also-
and commented upon. The one from Mrs. Gladstone. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Also, I hope dinner's nice, Ray Tracer. Thank
Yep.
you for being here.
Enjoy, thank you.
So, shall I read his address? An address to Shakespeare.
Wow, don't dox him.
Lol.
Same, Lynn. I didn't realise Shakespeare was a religion, but
Apparently it is.
Yeah, now we know.
This is McGonagall's opinions of Shakespeare, I guess. Immortal William Shakespeare, there's none you can excel. You have drawn out your characters remarkably well, which is delightful for to see enacted upon the stage. For instance, the lovesick Romeo or Othello in a rage. His writings are a treasure which the world cannot repay. He was the greatest poet of the past or of the present day. Oh, he nearly got that. Nearly got that scan. Also the greatest dramatist and is worthy of the name. I'm afraid the world shall never look upon his like again. His tragedy of Hamlet is moral and sublime, and for purity of language, nothing can be more fine. For instance, to hear the fair Ophelia making her moan at her father's grave, sad and alone. In his beautiful play, As You Like It, one passage is very fine. Just for instance, in the Forest of Arden, the language is sublime, where Orlando speaks of his Rosalind, most lovely and divine. And no other poet, I'm sure, has written anything more fine. His language is spoken in the church and by the advocate at the bar, here and there and everywhere, throughout the world afar. His writings abound with gospel truths, moral and sublime, and I am sure, in my opinion, they are surpassing fine. In his beautiful tragedy of Othello, one passage is very fine, just for instance, where Cassio loses his lieutenancy by drinking too much wine. And in grief he exclaims, "Oh, that men should put an enemy in their mouths to steal away their brains." Okay, exclaims and brains is pretty good. In his great tragedy of Richard III, one passage is very fine, where the Duchess of York invokes the aid of the divine, for to protect her innocent babes from the murderer's uplifted hand, and smite him powerless, and save her babes. I'm sure 'tis really grand. Immortal Bard of Avon, your writings are divine, and will live in the memories of your admirers until the end of time. Your plays are read in family circles with wonder and delight, while seated round the fireside on a cold winter's night. I mean, to be fair, scansion-wise, that's better than a lot of his other ones, which I find highly entertaining given that it's about Shakespeare. It's very much like Arthur's Limericks, Thunder, exactly.
Here's the thing, because he clearly appreciates this stuff, and I don't want to knock or be mean about someone who is enjoying things, and he's living his best life. He loves these places and these people, and so he's writing these poems about them clearly from a place of love and admiration. He enjoys and appreciates Shakespeare. He likes that art, and cool, good on you. And he's chosen to attempt, bless him, to represent that through poetry. And Scotland and Glasgow and the Silvery Tay and all that and all those places, he clearly loves them and wants to express his admiration of them through his poetry. It's just not very good.
No.
Bless him for trying so hard.
He is trying. He is trying very, very hard.
But there must come a point where you realise like that I've written sublime and fine about 7 times already in this poem. I should probably look for another word and perhaps diversify what I'm saying and like put some cracks in those walls and discover a whole new verdant field of creative language, please, that is on the other side. Stop just describing everything the exact same way because it's the only way that it rhymes. Oh, bless him. He tried.
Yep, he really did try. It's just so many. And there's so many beautiful this and beautiful this and beautiful, like there's lots of poems just called beautiful place name, which is pretty great. As someone who's been to several writing workshops, it's often the people who need the most help that refuse to consider they might be able to improve in any way. Yeah. His person whose F key doesn't work. I appreciate the man whose backspace doesn't work. Nice.
Just head down, on we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so wonderful. There was there are more that we've read that I just can't remember what they were now.
Well, yeah, we shall have to instigate some kind of roulette.
Yeah. The Burns statue. Okay, this is a really short one. Okay. This will be the last one, and then I guess we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm sort of scrolling back through YouTube to see some of the other things that we've done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I suppose, yeah, we sort of got off on a bit of a tangent, didn't we?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, well.
We filled a good hour by roasting.
Yep. Not even roasting, appreciating, I would say.
Yeah.
This is just called the Burns statue because he really liked Robbie Burns. This statue, I must confess, is magnificent to see, and I hope will long be appreciated by the people of Dundee. Ooh, Dundee. It has been beautifully made by Sir John Steele, and I hope the pangs of hunger he will never feel. This statue is most elegant in its design, and I hope will defy all weathers for a very long time. And I hope strangers from afar with admiration will stare on this beautiful statue of thee, immortal bard of air. Fellow citizens, this statue seems most beautiful to the eye, which would cause kings and queens for such a one to sigh, and make them feel envious while passing by, for fear of not getting such a beautiful statue after they die. That's it. Cool. He likes the statue.
Cool statue, bro.
Yep.
Sublime indeed. Yeah.
Moral even.
Yeah.
And possibly even silvery. Although I'm not entirely sure what metal it's made out of, so who can say?
Yeah, who can gainsay?
But it is in Dundee, so therefore it rhymes with silvery. That's how it works.
Okay, we need to leave now.
I'm glad this is helping keeping you up, Thunder.
But yeah, did we want to draw this to a close, I guess?
I don't know. How are you feeling? Are you knackered yet?
I don't know. I just feel like if we go on through all the rest of his work, then we won't have anything in store for the future.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying reading more of his stuff. I was saying we can probably stop with reading his stuff for now.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't really know.
You just told your husband he has to read The Tragedy on the Bridge of Tay. Yeah, he does.
Yes.
It's just called The Tay Bridge Disaster, for anyone who wants to read it. Or tell other people to read it.
The Tay Bridge Dog Disaster.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just reminding myself that I've got this like H.G. Wells collection from which I've only read one story, and should go back to.
Oh, I thought you'd read more.
No, I'm pretty sure I just read The Time Machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it has Invisible Man, Time Machine, War of the Worlds, Island of Dr. Moreau, First Men in the Moon, When the Sleep Awakes, and The World Set Free. So it's not even some of the I've got other Wells stuff elsewhere, I think, as well. Oh yeah, he was that.
Micromegas, no?
No, that was Voltaire.
Oh, yeah.
I love saying that I've read Voltaire. Oh yeah, Micromegas is. No, the one about the star like smashing through the solar system.
Oh yeah,
like boiling
Wasn't that
Earth.
just called The Star?
Yes, that probably was called The Star.
Yeah.
Which was really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
one.
that was good.
Um,
Yeah, that was the one you read with Micromegas, wasn't it?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, you read those two.
Yeah, those were really fun. I liked them both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should do some more Wells actually, because wasn't completely bowled over by the Time Machine, but it was decent. Bit
Yeah, it was
weird
okay.
in some places.
Yeah.
But,
Who's the because there's that female author who, so obviously a lot of people are like, oh, Jules Verne, he was the one who started sci-fi. Oh no, H.G. Wells is the one who started sci-fi, and then everybody
yeah.
points to Mary Shelley and goes, what about her?
Yeah. There was someone before that, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's someone before, and I can't remember her name.
Yeah, it was a kind of.
I'm gonna say it begins with a C.
I don't remember.
Might be wrong.
I'm trying to remember when. I bet if I Google it, it's just going to be like Wells or Verne.
Yeah, probably. Who invented sci-fi?
Sorry. So the top thing that comes up is Mary Shelley's 1818 novel Frankenstein is often considered the first science fiction novel. And then next to it is a picture of, I'm almost certain, not Mary Shelley. And underneath was Voltaire the first sci-fi author. So I'm assuming this is a picture of Voltaire. And I just love that it was like, Mary Shelley wrote the first book, here's Voltaire. No, it
Nice.
was...
Other person William McGonagall reminds you of is Thomas from Ghosts. Oh, I can't remember which one Thomas is. I haven't seen all. I've only seen clips of Ghosts.
Ghosts? No,
BBC.
Oh, right. No, I
Ghosts. Can't remember who's in it now. Pretty good cast.
I'm not going to lose too much time.
Oh, he's the Regency bad poet. Yes, I know which one you mean now.
Oh, was it Margaret Cavendish?
That's it. C. Cavendish. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
right. Second name did begin with C. Horrible Histories people. That's the one. Yes, they're the people who do Ghosts.
I found.
Yes.
Yeah, I found a thing saying Thomas More's Utopia, 1516, Francis Bacon's New Atlantis, 1627, Johannes Kepler's Somnium, 1634, Margaret Cavendish's The Blazing World, 1666, Henry Neville's The Isle of Pines, 1688, Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels.
Of course, Gulliver's Travels. Classic. That's quite a long one, though.
Yeah.
I mean, looks at Count of Monte Cristo.
But yes, I think that's who we were thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to start trying to find the short story collections and things I have, because yeah, hopefully going to be under. I'm going to say 5 more streams tops for Count of Monte Cristo.
Also, good night and goodbye, Harpers. Thank you for being here. Sorry,
yes, thank you for being here. No, that's right. And I apologise for the pain your husband is feeling by reading McGonagall.
Enjoy.
But also, I don't apologise.
Enjoy that rabbit hole.
It's good. Yeah. Yeah. It's a rabbit hole that's very difficult to get out of. But yeah, hopefully soon I will finish the thingamajig.
Monte Cristo.
That's the one.
Eh.
And then Dracula.
Yeah, probably Dracula.
Do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's it. I'll try and work out roughly. Like I'll probably start reading it and see how long I think it's going to take me to like get through sections and stuff. Also, I'm realizing now like committing to a short story is less of an issue, because if I read a short story, I spend like an hour reading a short story in my own time and realize, oh, actually, I'm not so sure about the content of this. I can just skip it. If Dracula, not having read it, if it just suddenly gets like really racist for a chapter, for instance, as can happen in these sorts of things, then that becomes a much bigger problem to like read around or skip, or just be like, I'm just not going to read a whole chunk of book because it gets just needlessly offensive. So I hope that doesn't come up, and I'm realizing like, oh wait, is this something I'm going to have to like come up against? And I hope not. But yeah, I guess we shall see, and I'll try.
I don't imagine it does.
No.
For any, I don't imagine it does for any sort of substantial amount. Certainly, I mean, there've been stuff in things in Count of Monte Cristo that I've come across and had to sort of go, no, not going to read that word.
Yeah.
And Count of Monte Cristo deals with someone who has slaves.
Yeah.
So
that's already a difficult subject.
Yeah. But again, I suppose it's always just how it's couched, like how whether the character or the situation that sort of brings up any kind of, for example, racist or sexist issues.
Yeah.
If the situation is obviously objectively bad anyway, or the character is objectively bad anyway, sort of makes it slightly sort of easier to.
The worst thing, Dracula is a ridiculous Texan guy. Great.
Excellent.
I will not be doing an accent.
Oh, spoil sport.
You got singing from me on Wednesday, so that's it. That's me done.
And all of the Cornish accents that you did in Moonfleet.
I do Cornish accents and I do Northern accent. Generic Northern accent, depending on where I think the author is setting this one. And that's it. And it's you've done a sort of like Cockney accent, haven't you? I've attempted that a little bit, yeah. See, that's my problem. Well, I've got, after reading the Wilkins Freeman stuff, I really liked her writing, and I went like, oh great, I'm going to get some books. I have those books, and I've attempted to read some of the stories from them.
Oh, but they're all the ones dialectically written.
Yeah, it's written. Again, it's not like it doesn't like write. This character has speaks with a Southern American accent, and is written in kind of plain standard English, but it's kind of announced as being read with a certain accent. It is written with what I assume to be some kind of deep South Southern accent, and that makes it a lot harder for me to like process. And I then have to like, when I actually like reading it and reading it aloud, I have to like, firstly process what's being said, like what is this word, how's it meant to sound, what does the word actually mean. You kind of like, there's layers of like processing and translation that has to go on.
Hi Argent Lion. Sorry but not sorry. Also welcome in.
Welcome. Hi. For exactly this reason, look at the content that has been created and the viewership.
This is an intervention. Oh no, we're not listening to your intervention, I'm afraid.
Emote only mode in chats.
Yep. How dare you say that our patron saint is
the icon
worthy of an intervention?
I should get
exactly.
A little. We should make like space in the book layout that we've got for this for him as well. He can just like sit.
Yeah,
sit here between.
Definitely us. Should. Oh, shall I put him as like a picture in the? Oh, thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
Thanks. Should we put him in like the background of the living room picture animation thing, just as a painting on the wall?
Oh yeah, just a little. Well, we want to do like a little table by the sofa, But so by the
Yeah.
chair with a little radio that's like blaring and stuff
Just
like
little-
that.
little
And,
picture of
a
him as well.
picture of McGonagall. Yeah.
I don't know how I'll do that in pixel art, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That might be a bit difficult.
Something wants to author tried to represent an accent with IPA characters. IPA characters? I don't know what IPA is.
Me neither.
Other than a type of beer that
International Phonetic Alphabet. Oh god. You used to write and read in IPA. Damn, that's impressive. I have had to read music that's had that in.
Is that not just Tunic?
Which is oh well, kind of, yeah.
Spoilers.
Because that's yeah. Well, I mean, no, I don't think anyone can be bothered to actually decipher Tunic's language at this point because there's people who've done that. Speech and language therapists and linguists use. Yeah.
Blimey. Yeah, that sounds not fun.
Yeah. Pretty cool though.
You
had to learn it for voice lessons. Yeah. It's probably quite a good thing to, or certainly an interesting thing to learn. It's both awesome and terrifying. Yeah. Yeah, it turns out, especially in English, there is a lot of weird phonetic stuff going on. I suppose there is in every language.
Yeah.
So,
But yes, no, I shan't be attempting a Texan accent if I can at all get away with not doing it, because you don't need to hear that.
It's really a cult if you go beyond tongue clicks. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
That sounds very complicated. It's very useful and very off-putting to people that don't already know it. Yeah, it seems pretty impossible to sort of get into unless you're learning it. I appreciate that our hats are where they should be now.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Mine's is very large.
Yeah. That's the correct size for your head.
That's not true.
Okay, well if you lean back like that, then yes, it takes your entire face up.
Yeah.
Whereas mine's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Tiny head.
Dainty and delicate.
Yes, like me.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That's what they say.
Setting that one up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do we want to close things out there?
Yeah, I reckon we can call it there.
We've had our fun.
Yes. This has been fun. Thank you for putting up, everyone, with our silliness.
Yeah.
And our voices for a year.
Yeah.
There will be more, of course, and we will work out how to make William McGonagall a permanent resident on the channel.
Our patron saint.
Yes.
You will be remembered for a very long time. Should this just be our sign-off line now?
I hope that everyone can agree that you found the experience to be quite sublime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anyone to raid?
Stephen's on. Yeah,
should we raid Stephen without delay?
Yeah, that's what they all say.
That's what they say.
And very, very, very moral. Yeah, okay, that's
and sublime. Yeah, all of those things.
Indeed. But yeah, thank you very much for being here. We will be back, I believe, on Wednesday.
Yep, more Count of Monte Cristo.
And yeah, if what I was saying earlier about Trash Night Video sounds good to you, that is tomorrow night. You can find them on Twitter and YouTube and stuff. I'm sorry, Twitter and Twitch under that name, Trash Night Video, all one word.
Yeah.
Hope the raid doesn't cause dismay. Us too. We shall
I just love the fact that this is chat is becoming. This is just our.
Come back another day. When Lucy she'll be reading the Count of Monte Cristo on Wednesday.
Nailed it.
But for now, it leaves us just to say,
this has been very sublime, and we will be back in some time.
bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.